Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is our first episode as our independent project, I guess, me and Oliver together here. Welcome back to Football Talk, Sports Talk, whatever you want to call it. And we are happy to be back here on Saturday afternoon, 1 week from the Super Bowl, 8 days from the Super Bowl, between the NFC Championship games. Sports, a lot of sports coming, a lot of sports completed. How you feeling, Oliver?
Man, I'm excited to start this journey. And yeah, we're in a good position with all the sports going on right now.
Absolutely. We are going to talk about a lot today, including the Super Bowl, the NFC Championship and AFC Championship, the NFL Draft, the NBA season, and the MLB season. A little bit about baseball. All right, let's get into it. Starting with Buccaneers at Packers, which happened a week ago. The Bucs won this game with a score 31-26, and man, this game went down to the wire. It was a close game, but the Bucs got it.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucks balled out. Their defense played great in all four quarters. I mean, yeah, utter domination. Even though it was closer than domination, but the first half it was all Bucks. Packers started to make a little comeback in the second. Couldn't overcome the deficit. So yeah, what were your thoughts on the game?
This game was a great game. Rodgers, he played pretty well. He had one interception, but it was kind of a hold on the defense. So I don't know if it was interception, but honest, this game, Tom Brady, he threw three interceptions, but he's simply just a winner. I mean, it's crazy how a man could throw three interceptions like that and still win the game. That's what makes him the GOAT. He may not be like the most talented quarterback of all time. He still may be, but right now he's not the most talented QB in the NFL. That's no question. I mean, it's Mahomes. But the thing is, Tom Brady played an amazing game, still got this win, or did not play an amazing game, sorry, and still got the win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and has more, and since 2000, he has more Super Bowls in the NFC than a Dallas Cowboys. It's just crazy what this man can do. And for Aaron Rodgers, I mean, I feel bad for him a little bit because he seems to be losing in the NFC Championship almost every year. It would be cool to see him on another team, but I don't know what the future holds for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rodgers stays in Green Bay. There's like I've seen a lot of speculation about him leaving, but I don't think it happens. And yeah, about Brady, he had a great first half, and then the second half was like he threw three picks.
Yeah.
But the defense was there to pick him up, and I think they're as a unit, they're the MVP of that game. Uh, and yeah, the Buccaneers are back in the Super Bowl. First time since 2002, and yeah, I'm excited to see that matchup versus the Chiefs.
It's crazy.
Rodgers, Rodgers, he played a great game as a whole, but that offense and that offense were not clutch when it mattered. They had many opportunities to go up, and they never really got the run game going, which was interesting. Uh, I think Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams were both held in under 30 yards apiece. So, yeah.
That Bucks defense was amazing. I mean, they really held these players. Aaron Jones, who's a free agent this offseason here, we'll see what he does. But I mean, it's crazy that this Bucks defense is awesome. And I'm really just happy. We were talking about this. We're happy for those guys on the Buccaneers that have suffered through all the pain last 7 years of them being terrible. I mean, even longer. Mike Evans, drafted in 2014, been on the Bucks his whole career, struggled through all their losses. Levante David, drafted in 2012, he's been on their losing teams till this year. It's just awesome to see those guys finally. They're in the Super Bowl at home, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I think I'm so happy for all those vets on the Bucks, and I think you know, I mean, it was funny. You saw that clip of Mike Evans not even knowing there was a ceremony for the
Yeah.
NFC Championship winner. I mean, yeah. So yeah, it's odd for Tampa Bay to be in the Super Bowl, but thanks to Tom and the squad, they are.
And then covering someone that is very used to being in the Super Bowl. They were there last year, the Kansas City Chiefs. They beat the Buffalo Bills 38-24. Mahomes, there was doubt about his injuries, but he looked great as usual.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that performance from him. I didn't know how he was going to play after that injury, but he did. He played exactly like Patrick Mahomes usually does, and yeah, Chiefs looked outstanding versus the Bills. Yeah, Bills will be back though. I think they're only going to get better with time. Uh, Allen's going to mature. Diggs is only getting better every single year. Uh, that defense is still young, so I don't
Yeah,
expect.
Josh Allen only in his third year in the NFL, and he's already in an AFC Championship. So I do think they will definitely be back. Stephon Diggs, great wide receiver to have. I think the Bills just need to improve a little bit. Maybe get a running back that is extremely consistent. I mean, Devin Singletary's good, but and Zach Moss, but they were not Pro Bowlers. Maybe get an All Pro, and the defense was pretty good for the Bills. Improved the line a bit, maybe.
Yeah, I think they just a few improvements here and there, but as a whole team, uh, they're really good, and I think they will be back. Unless I think their biggest threat will be a Colts with a good QB, because I
The
think
Indianapolis Colts almost beat them.
yeah, I think the Colts, if they get Matthew Stafford, I think it's between them and the Niners kind of right now. So if they get Matthew Stafford, I think they could definitely be a threat to the Bills and the Chiefs in the AFC.
Yeah, it would be cool to see the Colts. I mean, the Colts were an exciting team this year. They're kind of under the radar team, and they almost went to Buffalo on Wild Card Weekend, Super Wild Card Weekend, and beat that team, which was crazy. Philip Rivers was good, but if they can get trade for someone, it looks like that's what they're really trying to do right now. Trade for Stafford. I haven't seen much buzz about Watson going over there, but Stafford's their main target. It looks like. If not, maybe they could somehow land Mac Jones, a late guy, or land Trask but I don't maybe trade up, but yeah.
I,
So the Colts are in, or they could stick with Jacoby Brissett. Who knows?
I think they're kind of a win now kind of team. I think they want to trade for a veteran that's still um, producing. I don't really think they want to rebuild during the draft right now. I think they kind of see their window is right now, and they want to capitalize on it. So I see them trading for someone like Matt Stafford.
I agree because they have like DeForest Buckner, who's like an All-Pro defensive lineman, and they have Julian Blackman. Like they got some good guys on that team. They are definitely in win now with their line too.
Yep.
But, so yeah, the Colts see what they do. So we talked about the two teams that made the Super Bowl. Now for the Super Bowl, Chiefs at Bucks, another red on red matchup in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And this is the first time in NFL history we have a team hosting the Super Bowl. This is crazy. So the Chiefs will be at Tampa. And what's the key? How can the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win this game?
They got to play the same defensive game they did versus Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. I mean, you're going to have to neutralize Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill as best as you can and stop this air attack from the Chiefs. So, yeah, their defense needs to play well, and Tom Brady just needs to do what Tom Brady needs to do. And, yeah, I think the Bucs can win this game, but it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Tampa, what they need to do is continue being consistent in the defensive side of the ball. I mean, what they did on defense was amazing last game, especially stopping the run. And their secondary, they didn't fully stop Rodgers in those deep threats, but they stopped them in the red zone, which is really important. Devontae Adams in the red zone, they targeted him 3 times in a row and 3 incompletions. So that was huge. And good news for Tampa is they get Antoine Winfield back. He was just questionable last game, so I assume with 2 weeks of recovery, he'll be back. So that's huge. And then for Kansas City, I mean, they got to keep up the offensive side of the ball, obviously, and defense, but their defense was also great. So it's actually pretty similar keys.
Yeah. I think for the Bucs, you just got to play bend, don't break defense. The Kansas City's gonna score, like it's inevitable, but they just got to limit their points in the red zone, maybe hold a few field goals. And yeah, Antoine Winfield coming back is big. He played a great game versus the Saints. And yeah, Chiefs can't get too comfortable. They're gonna be the favorites in this game, but yeah, they can't get too comfortable. This is a good Bucs team.
Yes, Kansas City Chiefs are sitting at about a 3-point favorite right now. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I do think Tampa, you don't doubt Tom Brady, and I could see a overtime win. So my official prediction, this may be a little bit with my heart because I don't want to see Kansas City win again. They did beat my Niners last year, but I could see Tampa winning this game 27-24 in overtime on a Ryan Suckup game-winning field goal. Who knows? What do you have as your official prediction?
I'm gonna go.
And he's a Patriots fan for all you listeners.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 37-34. Also, Bucks win.
The Buccaneers, there you have it, will be the 2021-2020 Super Bowl champions according to us.
Sure.
And moving on to NFL awards and predictions. These will be announced the day before the Super Bowl, the night before the Super Bowl on Zoom. This is a big deal for a lot of people, but we'll start with comeback player of the year, I mean, this is kind of an easy choice. Who do you have winning this,
I
Oliver?
got Alex Smith over you.
I completely agree. I have Alex Smith. I mean, you can't not pick Alex Smith. He
Not-
had his leg amputated last year, and he won 5 games this year for the Washington football team.
Yeah, I mean, he was at the verge of amputation and comes back and leads his team to the playoffs pretty much. So very impressive from Alex Smith. And yeah, he definitely deserves this.
Yeah, there's talking of changing the name of this award to the Alex Smith Award. I mean, that's how much he's gonna deserve this.
Crazy.
And for Coach of the Year, this is a big one. All-star here. I have Kevin Stefanski of the Cleveland Browns winning this. The Cleveland Browns, it's the Cleveland Browns. They were terrible last 18 years, and Stefanski steps in his first year and changes this football team around, and they have a bright future. So I think he wins it. He did kind of go off on a bad note. It was interesting that play call punting it on 4th and 9 there. Who sees, and Andy Reid did kind of outcoach him, but it's kind of a regular season award. So Kevin Stefanski has my award. How about you?
Yeah, I actually got Brian Flores of the Dolphins, former Patriots linebacker coach. And yeah, he took a 5-11 team and he made them 10-6, and I think that's impressive. And he would have made the playoffs if it wasn't for a stacked AFC. I mean, it's rare you see a team win 10 games and not make the playoffs. So yeah, I got Brian Flores.
Yeah, I think the thing about this award is it's kind of coaches that change a program around, because it's not like obviously Andy Reid, Belichick, their teams have been good for a while, so they're not going to win it every year. It's kind of about new up and coming teams, and that's what Flores and Stefanski did this year.
Yeah, I feel like it's doing the most of with what you're given. Like if your team's not as good and you get a better record with them, that's more impressive than like winning the division with a stacked team. So
exactly. What's the next one? It looks like Offensive Rookie of the Year. This is an interesting one. I guarantee you the person that wins it will be named Justin, but the question is, which Justin will win? Is it Justin Jefferson or Herbert?
Right now, I have Herbert edging him out because of the QB bias. I honestly, Jefferson had a more impressive year, even though both of them were outstanding. But I think Herbert will win. But I want Jefferson for sure. Who do you have winning?
I also agree. I think that Jefferson deserves it completely, because Justin Jefferson, there's not much else he can do. He made the Pro Bowl. He did what most receivers want to do. He broke Randy Moss's record. I mean, what else can you do? But I think due to QB bias, Justin Herbert will win. But I will be very happy if Justin Jefferson does win this award. But either way, great season for both these players,
100%.
and they both have amazing futures.
Yeah, I mean, if under any other circumstances, I think this would be an easy win for Justin Jefferson. But Herbert played outstanding this year. One of the greatest rookie performances I've seen in a while. So yeah, I think Herbert wins, but it could definitely go both ways.
Through this one, Defensive Rookie of the Year, I got Chase Young. Even though his stats may not be 100% there with maybe like Jeremy Chin's, he was such an influencer, and you knew when he was on the field, he was playing well, because Chase Young played so well, especially in some of those games against San Francisco 49ers. He was just such an enforcer.
Yeah, he was absolutely dominant this year. He played like a veteran. He was the leader of that Redskin football team defense. So yeah, I think he deserves this. I could also see Jeremy Chin if the Panthers winning it, but right now I think Chase Young is definitely the favorite.
All right, last couple ones. Defensive Player of the Year here. I have Xavier Howard of the Miami Dolphins winning this one, and you also, Oliver?
I do also have Xavier Howard. 10 picks, led the league.
Yeah.
We saw corner win it last year. I wouldn't be surprised if another corner won it this year.
I agree. Representing the corners there, Gilmore won last year. Howard can win again this year. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and 2 AFC East corners as well.
Even if a quarterback dared to have the balls and throw it his way, Xavier Howard made them pay this year. 10 interceptions, insane. And yeah, J.C. Jackson, he also had a great year at corner. But the thing about J.C. Jackson is he got burned sometimes, rarely, but he got burned a couple times. Xavier Howard never got burned. He was so consistent. And a couple other guys, T.J. Watt, great season. Aaron Donald, as always.
Yeah, Aaron Donald's always in the conversation. T.J. Watt as well. They could also both win it, but we both have Xavier Howard right now. And then Next, we got Offensive Player of the Year. Who do you got for that?
Well, frankly, I think this award is stupid. I mean, it's going to be the MVP half the time, right? Like, because the MVP's been offensive so many years in a row. So, like, wouldn't the MVP be the Offensive Player of the Year? But I guess it's good to give it different. So this year, I think we kind of agree on the MVP. And my second MVP is kind of going to be the Offensive Player of the Year. So that's Derrick Henry, rushed for 2,000 yards, first player to do it since Adrian Peterson. So I think he was the Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I definitely could see Derrick Henry winning this. He's probably the favorite right now. But I got Stephon Diggs, led the league in receiving yards. He's gotten better every single year since he's been in the league. And I honestly think he could even be better next year as Allen matures. And yeah, that connection is going to be fun for years, and it's lethal.
All right. And lastly, Aaron Rodgers, MVP. Do you agree?
100%. His competition is Patrick Mahomes, but Aaron Rodgers kind of played better in every aspect this year. So I think it should be Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, the most talented player of all time, as they say, had an amazing year this year, thrown for yards. He at 37 years old. We'll see what his future entails of, but Aaron Rodgers, the 2020-2021 MVP, according to us. All right, let's talk some NFL draft. Right now, me and Oliver both made some mock drafts, and we are going to talk about the draft this year. Oliver, let's start with you. Give us your first 5 picks and maybe describe them a little.
All right. So first pick, we got the consensus first pick. That's Jacksonville Jaguars. Take Trevor Lawrence, quarterback from Clemson.
Agreed.
Jags would be absolutely foolish if they pass on this generational talent at quarterback. I mean, he's been in this position since a freshman in high school. People knew he was going to be special, and he definitely was. His performances at Clemson were actually absolutely insane. So Jacksonville would definitely be foolish if they pass up on him. 2, I actually got the Jets taking Zach Wilson, quarterback from BYU. They need a game changer at the quarterback position. Zach Wilson is incredible arm talent. He can make every throw you want him to. Rolling out of the pocket, on the run. He has a great arm strength. So, yeah, Sam Darnold hasn't really been the player they thought he was going to be. So, I think Zach Wilson's the pick here. At 3, Miami Dolphins. I think I could definitely see them trading this pick to someone like the Panthers or the Falcons, someone who wants a quarterback. The Falcons would just move up 1, but just in case. So Miami, I have them taking Jamar Chase, wide receiver, LSU. I think I could definitely see Devontae Smith also going here, but I think Jamar Chase is definitely the best prospect wide receiver in this draft. 4, Atlanta Falcons. I got Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State. I've seen Trey Lance mocked here a bunch at this spot, but Justin Fields definitely has a very high upside. But Ohio State quarterbacks don't always pan out, so we'll see. And then 5, Cincinnati Bengals take their sweet Prince Penei Sewell out of Oregon. I've seen a lot of talk about if he's even the best tackle in this draft, but yeah, he's an incredible project. And so, yeah, I think he's going to go 5 to the Bengals.
Yep, solid 5 there. I like Justin Fields coming home back from Georgia and going to the Falcons. Interesting mock draft there. I agree with most of them, but we'll start with main. Obviously, Jags, Trevor Lawrence, agree. And for me, Jets, this is where we kind of differentiate. So I have the Jets trading their pick, 2nd overall, over to Texans for Deshaun Watson, and they'll give them the number 2. They'll give them the number 2 pick. They'll give him Sam Darnold and a couple other things. And with the Texans, we'll take Devontae Smith, help out Sam Darnold a little bit, and they'll take Devontae Smith at number 2. And then at 3, I got Jamar Chase. I am a Devontae Smith guy over Jamar Chase all day, just because Devontae Smith, I mean, he played last year. We haven't seen Jamar Chase play in a year and a half, and it will be almost 2 years when he takes his first NFL snap. That is a little risky for me. Only 2 college experience. I don't know. But still, he's amazing because I have him going 3. Him and Tua will be cool LSU Alabama combo. And at 4, instead of Justin Fields, I have Zach Wilson. Just watching Justin Fields, he just makes a little too many mistakes for me. I think Zach Wilson's a bit more consistent, so I think the Falcons will take him. He's not going to start right away. He can learn under the great Matt Ryan, and I think that'll be awesome. And then at 5, I agree with you. I got Penei Sewell. 6 through 10, we'll go a bit quicker here, but starting, I got the Eagles taking Micah Parsons from Penn State, the linebacker. That would be awesome for the defense, but I don't know if that will change the Eagles too much. Like a linebacker's not going to make you win games, but it'll help for sure. At 7, I got the Panthers taking North Dakota State quarterback Trey Lance. Uh, Teddy Bridgewater's a good QB. Maybe Lance can learn under him for a bit, but I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback. This will help the Panthers out a lot if they have a pretty cool up-and-coming defense. And then I have Caleb Farley going to the Broncos. Caleb Farley at Broncos at 9. And I did notice I just skipped the Lions pick. I'll come back to that. But Caleb Farley at 9. I am personally not the biggest Caleb Farley fan. However, I think the Broncos really like this guy. As a Niners fan, I wouldn't want Caleb Farley, very injury prone and doesn't have that much experience at corner. He was in high school, he was a receiver. So I'm more of a Surtain guy, but I think the Broncos will take him. And at 10, I got the Cowboys taking Rashawn Slater. You just mentioned him. He could be the best tackle in the draft. He's a Cowboy. And going back to 7, I got Justin Fields becoming a Detroit Lion. That would be a great pick for the Lions, and that is assuming they trade away Matthew Stafford. All right, your turn, Oliver.
Yeah, so at 6, Devontae Smith is still available in my mock, so that's an easy pick for the Eagles. They've been kind of missing on their wide receiver picks, but I don't think this is I don't think they can really miss on this one. I mean, Devontae Smith is a generational talent as well. So, yeah. 7, Detroit Lions. I'm taking the best quarterback available, and that's Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. He's never lost as a starter, and I think he's a winner, and Lions need that. 8, Panthers are kind of in a tough spot. They also need a quarterback, but the best one available is Mac Jones, and I don't think he's worthy of the 8th selection. So I think they
go Big Four, and once the Big Four is gone, it's kind of you don't want to reach Mac Jones at that early.
Yeah. So I've been taking their best need available, and that's linebacker. I have Micah Parsons out of Penn State going to Carolina. I think he can maybe be the successor to Luke Kuechly there and be their next great linebacker. And then 9 and 10, I have the same exact picks: Caleb Farley and Rashawn Slater. For the Broncos, Caleb Farley, that's a need. They need Bryce Callahan played great, but they need that number 1, maybe number 2 corner. And then 10, Rashawn Slater. I mean, we'll see the annual Tyron Smith injury at left tackle, so you got to have someone to plug in there.
Yeah, and our apologies to you, Rashawn, if you're watching, but you got to stay healthy, my guy. All right. And for 11, or Tyron, sorry. For 11 and 12, we have the same picks: Jalen Waddle for the Giants and Patrick Surtain going to the 49ers. Is that right, Oliver?
I have the same exact picks, yeah.
All right, and we'll quickly through these 13, 14, and 15. I got Kyle Pitts to the Chargers. That would be awesome for Herbert, but they do need some line, so that wouldn't be. And at 14, Vikings taking Christian Darrisaw. And at 15, Oliver's New England Patriots taking Oliver's favorite, Mac Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate it. For me, 13, Chargers, I have Elijah Vera-Tucker out of the guard out of USC. That's a big need for them. Yeah. 14, I have Kwity Paye out of Michigan going to the Minnesota Vikings. He's a great player, and I think he's gonna fit well in Minnesota. And then 15, I have Kyle Pitts going to New England. The Patriots need a weapon on offense very badly, and I think he's the best available, maybe in the whole draft. I think he's that good. But since he's listed as tight end, I think he could fall a little bit. But yeah, Chargers, I think, could also definitely take Kyle Pitts depending if Hunter Henry wants to leave or stay. If I was Hunter Henry, I would stay, but he could leave, and maybe the Patriots could even get him, and then they wouldn't even need Kyle Pitts. But
yeah, I agree. I wouldn't want to leave with when you got Herbert at QB like that up in
future there. 16 through 20, who you got?
16. 16. I got J.C. Horn from Cardinals.
Well.
You do 2, and 17. I got Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah going to Oakland, and 18. Elijah Vera-Tucker help protect Tua, and they already have taken Jamar Chase. That'd be a great draft for Dolphins. And I just did 1 through 18.
Okay. 16. I also had J.C. Horn. 17. I had Gregory Rousseau, edge out of Miami. 18. I had Najee Harris out of Alabama, the running back. I mean, that would be great for this Dolphins offense. It's kind of what they missed, a consistent running game last year. Salvon Ahmed was good in the games he played. I think Matt Breida was out for a lot of time. So, yeah, they need they need a game changer. And then At 19, I had Mac Jones out of Alabama, and at 20, I had Christian Darrisaw out of Virginia Tech.
There we go. And my best prospects remaining were the edges, Quiddy Payne, Gregory Rousseau. All right, so there you go, folks. That is our draft. Two great drafts right there. We know our stuff this year, I guess, and we're excited for that draft when it comes in April, and we will see it. Moving on from football, though, we will move on to the National Basketball Association, and we're going to talk a little Warriors. The Warriors right now, 10-9 record, and they fell to the 9 seed after that tough loss to the Suns, but I do think they will make the playoffs as they always find a way to win after they lose one. What do you think, Oliver?
Yeah, I think they definitely will make the playoffs. The West is not as good as I thought it was going to be going into the season. It's kind of mediocre. But yeah, Warriors just need to play more consistent. They're beating up on bad teams and losing to mediocre and good teams. So they've got to find out. They may make some adjustments. I'm not sure, but yeah, they got to start winning the games that they should.
Yeah.
And then All-Star voting. We
Yeah.
got
Well, some locks, some like guys that aren't all starting. I think Bradley Beal. I mean, his numbers are insane this year, and some new guys that should make the All-Star game for sure. Jaylen Brown, fourth-year player out of the University of California, is playing amazing this year. He's always been kind of undershadowed from Jason Tatum, but this year that duo has really been shining. So I think him, and then Curry, I think should be back to an All-Star starter. Those are some three that I highlighted.
Yeah, I agree with Brown and Beal. Beal's playing out of his mind, yet the Wizards still can't win. It's kind of sad. Westbrook just doesn't fit in that team. They've had a lot of they've had a lot of COVID cases, so a lot of players missing there. So maybe they can bounce back. Brown, yeah, Brown's playing. You keep waiting for him to cool down, and he just doesn't. Like, it's crazy how he's playing, and it's crazy. It's scary to think that duo with him and Tatum are only 22 and 24 years old respectively. So they're going to be a threat in the East for a long time. And yeah, Curry, like you said, should be a lock. And yeah, there's the obvious locks like KD is going to make it, LeBron's going to make it, Giannis is going to make it, Embiid, who we'll mention in a second, is going to make it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and that moves on to a little bit of MVP talk. Embiid's played amazing. Is that who you got the MVP right now, or who do you got? Who do you think?
I think it's either gonna be Embiid or LeBron. But the thing about LeBron, he's always right there with the MVPs, but he never seems to win it as of recently. I think that NBA could give it to LeBron every season if they wanted to, but they'd like to switch it up a little bit. So I think they'll give it to Embiid this year if he continues his play. But LeBron is definitely a threat to him. Who do you got?
Kevin Durant right now and Stephen Curry are competing right now for this MVP, but I do think Durant will win it because he has better supporting cast. And although that could take away some points from him, I think they'll win more. He'll get more attention, and ultimately he's gonna do better, finish the season better than Steph Curry. So I think Durant's gonna win this MVP. But I would not be surprised if anyone else wins it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, MVP is very dependent on team success. So if the Warriors are the 8 seed and the Nets are the 1 or 2 seed, Durant's a lot more likely to win the MVP. Even his stats aren't even as good as Curry. So,
true. And rookie of the year, I got James Wiseman, the Warriors rookie, played great so far. He's been an amazing pick for the Warriors, and he's helped this team right now win 10 games, and I think they could make a nice playoff run. What do you think, Oliver?
Yeah, I think it's either one of 3 guys. I got LaMelo Ball out in Charlotte, James Wiseman, as you mentioned, in Golden State, and Tyrese Halliburton of the Sacramento Kings is playing great off the bench. All 3 of these players are coming off the bench as of now, but yeah, this rookie class was kind of filled with a bunch of players that aren't really going to maybe be stars in the league right away, but kind of just help their team in the way they can. So yeah, I think the rookie of the year will probably be coming off the bench, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was a weird rookie class because the draft was so close to the season starting. It's normally in June, but this year was in November, October. It was a weird rookie. It was November. Yeah, it was a weird rookie class, but they're playing good so far or well so far. And Oliver, what is your NBA Finals prediction? Who is going to make the NBA Finals?
I mean,
who's going to win?
That's tough. I think the Sixers look great. but I just don't feel like they have enough to of a championship roster to make the finals, and I think the Nets do. So at the East, I got Nets, Bucks, Eastern Conference Final. Nets win, and then I think we got a all LA Western Conference Final. So Clippers, Lakers. I think the Lakers make it back. So I got Lakers, Nets. I mean, it may be basic, but I think those are the two best teams on paper in the league, and I think they'll figure things out.
Yeah,
So also the Jazz are making noise in the West, but I don't think they have
yeah.
enough. And then I think the Lakers go back to back.
Wow, we got the Lakers. Yeah, last year we saw a little bit of a sleeper team with the Nuggets. They had a nice playoff run, but this year I think that our playoff run team is going to be the Utah Jazz. I mean, looking at them right now, they're first in the West. They had both the Clippers and Lakers at 15-4. They blew out the Warriors a week ago, crushed them. I mean, made the Warriors look terrible. And I think this team could do it. They got Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. They got some good guys on this team. But I do think they're going to play the Nets because look at the Nets, and I think the Nets will win. Normally, I don't predict these super teams to win, but after seeing LeBron and AD do it, I do think Durant, Kyrie, and Harden can do it. Harden can get that chip, but we will see. And
I
the
mean,
NBA still has a ways to go.
the Jazz are finding ways to win even without Donovan Mitchell. He missed a few games, and Rudy Gobert took things in his own hands and scored almost 30. So yeah, I mean they're gonna have the six-man of the year in Jordan Clarkson. He's playing out of his mind off the bench. So yeah, Jazz are good. I can definitely see that.
All right, moving on to our final sport of the day. The MLB is set to start soon, about 2 months till the season starts. And we still have no sign where Trevor Bauer, the star pitcher, is going to land. He's a free agent. Still doesn't know. Some Mets and Angels are some hot teams that he could go. Where do you think he will land?
Yeah, I think it's down to 4 teams. I mean, the Giants are kind of outside shot at this point. I think Mets, Blue Jays, Dodgers, and the Los Angeles Angels. Uh, Mets, I think, is probably the favorite right now. Blue Jays have been going crazy in free agency so far. They signed George Springer, Marcus Semien. I mean, they go almost Michael Brantley. So yeah, they're going nuts in free agency, so they can make an even bigger splash. Dodgers, it would be very unfortunate for the rest of the league, but they could definitely sign Trevor Bauer. And the Angels, that would be big for the Angels. That would be very big for the Angels. So I think they're
It would
definitely.
be huge. I mean, with Mike Trout, they have this star guy, and they're almost wasting his career. It's kind of sad to see they're wasting his prime. It's going away. All these no playoff runs. If they can get an amazing guy like Bauer to lead that team and have an ace like that, that would be so big.
But
Uh,
yeah, the
yeah.
Angels have always been missing that star pitcher, so they could, if they get that with Bauer, they could make some noise in the American League.
And then yesterday, we casually just saw one of the MLB's probably a future Hall of Famer, Nolan Arenado, get traded to the St. Louis Cardinals. Crazy. And as Giants fans, we're happy to see him get out of the division because he crushed the Giants.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, crazy trade. I wasn't expecting it. I saw rumors, but there's Nolan Arenado rumors every single year about Rockies looking to trade Nolan Arenado. It never happens.
Yeah.
Um, but what was ridiculous about this trade is how the Rockies pretty much got nothing in return for their star player. I mean, the Cardinals didn't even have to give up a top 5 prospect from their system. They gave up their number 9 and a bunch of random players, and then the Rockies gave the Cardinals 50 million and Nolan Arenado for that too, because of some contract thing. So yeah, I mean the Rockies got fleeced.
Yeah, they pretty much traded them for like a sandwich. It's kind of like the DeAndre Hopkins version of
It is. I mean,
they
I guess Rockies are looking to restart. They have a cornerstone piece in Trevor Story, and maybe they can start building around him. But in baseball, it's kind of tough because I'm not sure how their farm system's looking.
All right, and then the Giants and A's, the two Bay Area teams. What do you think will happen this year? The A's last year, very close to winning it, but they lost to the Astros. They just fell short. They beat the White Sox in that great series, though. What do you think the A's will happen this year? And can the Giants maybe make the playoffs?
Uh, I think the A's will definitely make it. I think they're kind of a lock at this point. And the Giants, I don't think they will, sadly, because of just how loaded their division is. They're going to change the playoff format back. So 3 teams I don't think can make it from the division. And then, Yeah, it sucks, but the Padres and Dodgers are completely loaded, and probably for the next few years. I mean, the Dodgers are always going to be good because of how rich that organization is. They can pretty much sign anyone they want, and their location in Los Angeles, everyone wants to go there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
these Dodgers are kind of like in their golden generation, it seems like right now, and the Padres are too. They're getting rid of all their minors, so or their minor league players. So in 10 years, it'll be awesome because the Giants have a nice farm that they're kind of building with Bart, Luciano, Corey, all these guys, um, and Heliot Ramos. So the Giants have a great farm.
yeah,
Maybe in 7 years, this Padres team, all those guys will be washed, same as the Dodgers. And the A's are kind of in that golden generation right now, with Matt Olson, Matt Chapman. Semien just signed with the Blue Jays. I'll miss him because he was a great player for the A's. But we'll we'll see with the Bay Area teams. Any sleeper teams for the MLB before we end it?
just like we were talking about earlier, I got the Angels, especially if they sign Trevor Bauer. Or I also saw trade speculation about Luis Castillo of the Reds. They need an ace. They need a 1 and 2 guy. So I think if they can steal both of the Reds pitchers, they can definitely be. It's kind of a weak division. Besides the A's, I don't think the Astros will be that good this year.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I can see the Angels making the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, and I got the Blue Jays. They just signed Semien. They got Guerrero. They got some good guys that have finally got to the prime Bichette. So we will see what happens with the Blue Jays. But that is a little MLB preview. We are excited to watch that. MLB start in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm hyped.
All right, so that is our show for today. We will see you guys next time, probably after the Super Bowl, I assume. So about 2 weeks from now, we could talk about college basketball. We'll even be closer to the draft. We could know, and obviously we'll recap the Super Bowl, see what happens with that. But the long off season of football is sadly about to start, and we're gonna have to talk about other stuff. Hopefully, maybe we can get an XFL appearance, but I don't know. Yeah. All right. We will see you next time here. See you.